This is the 411 with your host, Matt Mike.
And what's good, sport junkie fans? Matt and Mikey here on the 411. Marshawn Lynch at it again. He was fined for wearing gold cleats in the NFC Championship game. The NFL told him specifically not to wear those gold cleats. He wears them. He's fined. During that game, gives a gesture that he gave a couple weeks ago. He was fined for that incident. Then he was fined again for the gesture he gave during the NFC Championship game after he scored a touchdown of his. And it seems like Marshawn Lynch is always getting in trouble with the NFL. He seems like he doesn't care, which he doesn't. He's just being a jerk. So first, let's talk about his interviews. He says that he's camera shy. I don't buy that one bit. When he was with the Buffalo Bills, there's a main event hosted by Kenny Mayne on Sunday NFL Countdown where they talked about Marshawn Lynch. They interviewed Marshawn Lynch. And they talked about how jubilant he is, how he's never shy in front of the camera, how he's always being a goofball, how he's having fun with his teammates, having fun with people, how he's just being a character. Yet now he's in Seattle, he's camera shy? I'm not buying it one bit. I think he's just being a jerk. He's trying to stick it to the NFL because he doesn't want to do interviews. So when he does interviews, he's just going to give plain, boring, simple answers, one-liners, to every single question. And he keeps on getting fined for that. Also, let's talk about the Seattle Seahawks obeying by his demands, giving him extra money. He held out in the offseason during summer camps. He held out for more money. Why are the Seattle Seahawks paying him then? Why? What's the purpose? All you're doing is giving that money back to the NFL in fines. You don't even care. You could care less. He's just being a jerk. He's being obnoxious. He's being a pain. And it's surprising enough that he's not a distraction in that locker room. It really is. It's almost irritating that the Seattle Seahawks, it's not a distraction for them. Like this has to be a distraction, but I have to give him a lot of credit because there's a lot of team unity, and you obviously saw that with Percy Harvin. You saw that in the Harvin case. It seemed like there was a distraction with Percy Harvin. They got rid of him. Somehow, some way, this incident, this keeps on going forward and forward. It's a snowball, and it keeps getting larger and larger as it's going downhill, and somehow it's not a distraction. I don't get that. He's just being a jerk. He's being a nuisance, and the NFL's got to talk to him and say, hey, you got to knock this stuff off real quick. And the Seattle Seahawks, they have to do the exact same thing. If I'm the GM for the Seattle Seahawks, I'm not paying him a dime next year. I'm not paying him 1 cent. If you want more money, if you're going to hold out, and we will give you more money, yet you're just going to take that money and pretty much burn it, just give it back to the NFL, what's the purpose of paying you? Really, why are we paying you then? I don't understand that. I really don't. Because he's a phenomenal player. He's a grinder. He's a beast mode, obviously. But it's annoying to watch these reporters try to ask him questions, and all he gives are one-liners, one-word answers, and he's just being a jerk. And someone's got to do something about it. The NFL, the Seattle Seahawks definitely have to do something about it, and they got to get him back in shape. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, we'll see what happens with Deflategate. That story keeps on building. We'll be covering that lately. We're going to keep covering that as the weeks go by, leading up to the Super Bowl. So a lot to talk about here on the 411. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.